Okay, basses, bass players, slappers, pluckers, pickers, and all the bottom dwellers. Let me know if you can relate to this. Have you ever received a mix from your band where it feels like all the hard work you did playing the bass is just totally inaudible? I think in an ideal world, my guitar player would send me a mix that sounds like this. And the drummer, of course, he's not mixing anything. This is probably what he would mix it to sound like. And obviously my bass mix would sound like this. I've come to realize is the legitimate mix that we did for this live performance. I'm really happy with how the bass actually sits in the bottom end with the kick drum.
Hello.
Austin, you're on camera right now. I need you to tell me how you mixed the low end on this Arctangent recording to get the bass guitar to sit nicely with the kick.
Man, I wish I had like a good answer here. Yeah, you definitely sidechain the kick to the bass so it ducks a little bit. Yeah, there's like a thing called a tube EQ in Logic. And honestly, the bass guitar setting does a really good job. I just turned down the amount of bass boost that it initially comes in with.
Why do you feel the tendency to delete the bass in the mix?
Well, because the bass guitar is the least important instrument and no one can hear it anyways. So
all right,
why bother?
You're proving the point of this video. Absolute filthy bass disrespect from Austin there. But he brings up a good point because I noticed playing these festivals that we played in the United States as well as in Europe this year. I noticed going to these festivals that when you're wearing hearing protection like you should be, you can kind of only hear the low end of everything anyways. It's making me think a lot about this in a live context, how much effort and energy I put into making my tone sound nice, and it seems almost irrelevant. So maybe you can relate when you put your hearing protection in, all of the high end of the performance just gets absolutely filtered out. And of course, removing your hearing protection makes everything sound much more full, of course, but it's probably a little bit unsafe, so I don't recommend that. But I guess it's all to say is I think the audience really just cares about the vibe and your physical performance and making sure as a bass player that you're playing those correct fundamental low notes. The tone matters, but it doesn't seem like it matters as much as it does on a recording. All right, like I said, we played a couple festivals across the Atlantic Ocean this year, and I want to just give a quick shout out to some gear. So this Kiesel A2 bass that has the very polarizing finish on it, I absolutely love this thing. It sounds amazing and it's really held up with all this overseas travel. The other thing that just works every time I plug it in, and I'm gonna knock on wood so I don't jinx myself, the Fractal stuff really works. I've been using the FM3. I throw it in a backpack, put the bass in a case, put it on the plane, and everything just seems to go very, very nicely. So shout out to Fractal and to Kiesel. Let me show you some of this recording from our most recent performance at Arctangent. It was an incredible thing for us to be able to play before bands like Meshuggah, like Animals as Leaders. Omnific was there, Pliny was there. So many of my musical heroes were playing at this festival. And it was just a real pleasure to be able to play alongside them. This is the last track that we played for that live show. It's called Remaining in a Constant State of Discomfort. It's the last track on the Redbird album. We feel like it really closes the set nicely. So I'm gonna play that song for you now with the live video. If you want to check out more from my band, we're called Outrun the Sunlight. We're actually launching a Patreon hopefully this week. If you want to support us, you can absolutely support our musical endeavors over there on Patreon. We're going to be doing things like little private bass lessons, guitar lessons, mixing, any of the music industry tips that we can try to give you. We're happy to do that, or just come hang out with us. We also have a Discord that you can totally check out. So with no further ado, here is Remaining in a Constant State of Discomfort from our live show at Arctangent in August 2024.
Thank you guys so much. This is a dream come true.